Hello and welcome along to the Euro podcast from sportsbet.io. This is our Serie A version, but don't forget to take a look at the YouTube for the La Liga and the Bundesliga versions every week as well. Joining us, as always, in Italy is our good friend Daniele Verri. He's going to take us through his thoughts ahead of some of the big games in Serie A this weekend. Daniele, we will start with AC Milan. After such a good couple of runs, including that derby, they've fallen away a little bit, lost at the Artemio Franchi last time around, and they're taking on the Udinese side, who at the moment are looking pretty good.
Yes, they are, definitely. I mean, AC Milan, after wins in the derby and against Lecce, and also good performance in the Champions League at Bayer Leverkusen. They lost unexpectedly, in my opinion, a game in Florence. I wouldn't expect them to lose that, but they did. Hernandez got sent off that night, so he's going to miss a couple of games. He's going to leave a massive hole also on the left-hand side, on the left-hand wing of AC Milan against Udinese. I mean, I don't know, it's still a difficult side to pick at the moment, AC Milan. It's difficult to figure out what they're going to do next, how they're going to perform in the next game. Is still honestly quite difficult because I didn't expect to play also that bad against Fiorentina in Florence. Udinese comes along now at the San Siro. They are strong at home, AC Milan. I expect them to come away with a victory, although it won't be easy. They can overtake Udinese this weekend, and I think they will in the end, but Udinese will give them a proper game. I mean, Udinese is a solid side. They're very strong on aerial duels. They've got a new manager who was a fully unknown person to Italian football before he got picked up in Poland. He's doing very well. He's honestly doing very well. I don't know. He put a proper team together. Apparently, he's a real gentleman. He's very beloved in the city. I haven't met him yet personally, so I can't really say. But apparently, he's a very beloved person. He's very gentle and kind. And he put a very solid team together. I mean, Kellingham, some players that were not popular in Italy. They're playing really, really nice football. Look up front. I mean, he got called up by Luciano Spalletti with the national team for the second time now over the last international break. And he made, I think it was his debut in the second game against Israel, his full debut, so to say, or at least his debut with the national team against Israel. So, I mean, things are paying off for him, and congratulations. Udinese, tough club, tough team to play at the moment, very.
And Italy, at a national level, need more front men, really, don't they? That's been something that's been a bit of a problem over the last year or two. Had to take ones from
more than a year or two, but no, I mean, we got Retegui. Retegui scoring incredibly at the moment. He's performing and he's scoring. He's helping other players also, the flow of Italian football a lot. So it does not only score in front of goal. So he's a very important player. I mean, we've seen him straight away with the Italy shirt when Mancini was still there, or with the Genoa shirt. He got injured, or he was injured for quite a long period. He had a couple of injuries, 2 or 3 injuries last season, but I mean, he's a sniper. The guy's a sniper. In the penalty area, he's a sniper, and with Gasperini, Scamacca got injured, and then the next day, Atalanta announced Retegui, and when I saw that he would work with Gasperini, I said, "Wow, this guy's going to improve even more now."
Yeah.
So, and now he's improving. Yeah.
Changed very, very quickly for the Italian national side. We'll move on to Juventus against Lazio. Obviously, a big pair of teams, and actually both in pretty good form. This is a really good-looking game in perspective. Have Lazio surprised you so far this season?
Yeah, you could say that. Yes, because I mean, Immobile wasn't the same player he used to be also last season. Okay, so got injured several times. I didn't quite expect Castellanos to be, let's put it like this, good enough okay, to fill the gap. But he's playing fantastically. The real surprise in Lazio maybe at the moment is the manager, Baroni. I mean, he came from 2 very successful seasons in Italy. He avoided relegation with Lecce. Last year he did a proper miracle at Verona, because Verona, I mean, they dismantled completely the squad in the summer, and then in winter even worse. But he avoided relegation with that club, and it was a fantastic feat. And then with 60, he finally has a proper recognition, because he has a good club, a club who's playing good football, who has won the last 4 games, who has destroyed Dynamo Kiev and Nice in the UEFA Europa League. He plays or coaches at international level, so it's a nice story. It's a very nice story.
He coached Juve's youth team, didn't he, at one point?
Yes, but he never had the opportunity to prove himself, so to say, at international level. And this opportunity came now that he's 60. So, I mean, it's nice. And I mean, even now you can't say anything. Even in his international games, he did a little bit of turnover. I was in the stadium, for example, against Nice a couple of weeks ago. It was a fantastic match. I mean, pouring rain, like impossible rain, like proper English conditions, so to say. But I mean, a fantastic game. Castellanos playing fantastic football. I mean, they'll have to evaluate Guendouzi conditions, because he came back from international duty with a knock on his right foot.
Right. Okay.
So he's in doubt, and Guendouzi is an important player at the moment for Lazio. But I mean, in terms of injuries, Juventus will have even more concerns, because I mean, they will be missing Bremer, obviously, who is out for the rest of the season. They've got Nico Gonzalez out, they've got Koop Meiners out, and those are the 2 players they bought in order to give that extra, let's say, spark in terms of attacking football. So, I mean, the more you have more concerns than Lazio in terms of injuries. They obviously play at home. It's always difficult, but we've seen what happened 2 weeks ago against Cagliari. It was a bit of an unexpected, it was a massively unexpected draw in the end against Cagliari at home. We'll see if they can do better against Lazio. But it's going to be a nice game to watch. I'm looking forward to it. So Saturday evening, 7:45 p.m. English time. Please tune in. Okay?
Yeah, it looks like a really, really good game, that one, and I think definitely goals. I'm not sure I'd go with Juve necessarily to win, but I do like plenty of goals in that one. Let's go to the Stadio Olimpico then, as Roma take on Inter Milan. Obviously, Daniele De Rossi went a few weeks ago. Even Juric has gone in. He said that every single day I'm in heaven. He's described Pietro Pellegrini, for example, as a god, or plays like a god. So already we're getting into a little bit of hyperbole and some big statements from the new Roma manager. What he has done, though, is steadied things a little bit, I think.
I mean, he got 7 points out of 9 in the league so far. In the 3 games he was in charge, which is good. He got 1 point out of 6 in Europe, which is not good. But he also had a draw in Monza. He had a narrow win against Venezia at the death in the league with that Pisilli header. I don't know, you can say things are a bit quieter, but I mean, he won't make it any quieter with those affirmations. I mean, I'm in heaven, I'm here and there. Now, why not in Rome? No, I don't think he's a good. I mean, he's obviously trying to.
You can make those statements if you beat Elfsborg. You know, if you beat Elfsborg 4-0, you can make those statements. But if you lose away at Elfsborg, you can't make that statement.
Not even, honestly, not even if you win 4-0 against Elfsborg. In paradise, come on. Surely not if you lose in Sweden, as they did. Okay, surely not. But even if you win 4-0 in Sweden, fair enough. I mean, they got Dybala, they got Dovbyk. Obviously, he didn't field, let's say, his top starting 11 in Sweden. Still, that should be enough to come away with a good result, and they didn't. So I don't know. We know his contract is running out at the end of the season. He was not the Friedkin favorite choice, so to say. So I can't see him renewing his contract. I don't know. I mean, things can obviously turn out very differently, very, very differently. But, I mean, as far as Juric is concerned, he obviously, this is a good chance for him, the best chance of his career. Obviously, Verona or Genoa or Torino are nowhere near from tradition, size, importance to AS Roma. But, I mean, I'm not saying he's a dead man walking. That's obviously exaggerated, but I mean it's very difficult, I think, to be Roma manager. And if there are turbulences, and there always are turbulences, you probably need a different stature, so to say. I don't know. Let's see what happens. What has happened already in the past is that Inter Milan came away with 3 wins in the last 3 games they played in Rome, scoring 9, conceding 2. Last year, they won 4-2 in February. It was a true demonstration of force by Simone Inzaghi's team. Obviously, I mean, at least so far, they haven't been as solid as they were last year.
Yeah.
I remember perfectly that game because I commentated on that game, and it was a fantastic game. I mean, played under rain, and 2-2 after the first half. It was one of the first Rossi games, or one of the first games of AS Roma with the Rossi in charge. Great atmosphere at the stadium. So everything fantastic, but then in the second half, Inter just smashed Roma, so basically.
Yeah, and with the way they're playing at the moment, I mean, 10 goals in their last 3 games just coming up to this match, you know, scoring for fun. I know you've had sort of Red Star in there, but it doesn't really matter. They've been scoring tons of goals. Barella getting closer to fitness as well. I don't think Roma can stop Inter here.
I can see Inter coming away with 3 goals, obviously, with 3 points. But we've seen Inter sort of going ups and downs a little bit at the beginning of this season. By now, it seems like they have found a bit of rhythm. They're second, 2 points adrift of Napoli. I can see them, honestly, coming away with the 3 points, despite the fact that Dybala is back from a small knock, muscular injury, actually, and he's meant to start from the beginning against the Nerazzurri. But I mean, the Nerazzurri at the moment, they are on a different level.
It's a completely different battle at the moment for these two sides. We'll finish in Empoli as they take on Napoli. Now, listen, the Carlo Castellani is a tough place to go at the moment. I mean, the home side aren't scoring, but they're certainly not conceding either. 3 0-0 draws in a row. Antonio Conte, after a horrible opening game in charge of Napoli, has really managed to find something in this side, and the signings have certainly added to that. We'll come on to that in just a second. I think Napoli have a great chance of winning the league. Looking at Serie A right now, Daniele, I'm looking at that and thinking they feel like a league-winning side.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced.
No. I mean, it wasn't like I didn't expect this at the beginning of the season. But I mean, if you say it now, then I would say yes. Obviously, it's only 7 games. There's more than 30. There's more than 30 left there. So I mean, the league has basically just started. They don't play in Europe, so compared to other big teams, they have more time to work during the week and work with Antonio Conte, who's a manic. So you will have them repeat their gameplay again and again and again and again and again and again and again. Yeah. So I mean, they have everything they need in order to win the league. A great manager, some great players, so individual quality, a clear idea of what they're doing on the pitch. So game plan.
Can Napoli win this, considering their away form isn't great and Empoli's home form, you know, they're very, very tough to beat at home?
Yeah. First of all, they're very tough to beat at home. As you said, 3 0-0 wins, draws in a row against Fiorentina, against Juventus also. So not against, also against Monza, but then again against Juventus and Fiorentina. But I mean, let's not forget how good they've been also away, because they drew in Bologna, they won away in Rome, they won against Torino in the Coppa Italia. I mean, they won away at Cagliari. So, I mean, Empoli are alongside Napoli, in my opinion, the surprise package of the season. So it's not only a matter of playing at home or playing away. They play good football. In fact, they prevent the opponents to play good football, which is very important. And they have some individual quality then to strike at the front. So credit to the Versa, who's doing a great job. Having said that, Napoli are top of the league with 16 points. They top the table. They're looking to march on. They've got the individual quality who can make them win this game, despite the fact that Empoli will try to prevent them from playing attractive football. So, to be honest, I see Napoli coming away with the 3 points, as I expected Lazio to finally, I'm not saying finally in that sense, but to finally beat Empoli for the first time this season, which has happened 2 weeks ago. I do expect Napoli to beat them away.
And let's just have one quick word, if we can, on Scott McTominay and his impact in Italy. I mean, it seemed like a strange sale for Manchester United when they did it in the first place. You know, someone who won them so many points last season at the death. But now you've got people like Gianfranco Zola coming out and saying he's been dazzling. You've got the Italian media that's kind of fallen in love with Scott McTominay, along with these brilliant performances that he's been putting in. Can you, obviously as someone who's covering Italian football all the time, can you explain to our viewers just how well he has settled in and just how quickly a lot of Italian footballers have fallen in love with him?
Well, I mean, first of all of the Napoli fans have fallen in love with him because you see that, based on his attitude, he's somebody who always gives his 100%. I've heard an interview with him, I think it was after the Como game, where he actually scored after 27 seconds of play. So he said, look, I can't thank enough the people of Napoli for the way they welcome me, but the way I can do that is perform on the pitch, do my best, and create chances for my teammates and potentially score myself. So obviously, if you hear somebody talking like that in Napoli, if you see somebody like that with that physicality, with that body playing in Serie A, that makes a difference. So, you can only fall in love with him. I mean, he's funny, he's blonde, he's tall, he's different to the other Napoli players, so to say. And I mean, it just fits. It's just a nice play. I mean, it's very good. He had a big impact. I mean, he's been running crazy. He ran, I think, 12.5 kilometers in the last Como game. So, I mean, he's performing and he's giving his best, and this is what fans actually want to say. He has an impact. So, obviously, journalists, experts, pundits, whatever, cannot but confirm that.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's covered more distance already than any other Serie A player. And so when you see
fantastic.
that, I mean, any Napoli fan, when you think about Napoli fans, that's going to do well. Add some goals, add being really sort of nice in interviews and everything else, and you've got yourself a real recipe for a very, very good relationship. Daniele, thank you so much.
Just one curiosity: all of the people who play fantasy football in Italy, they want to have McTominay in their team because they know there will be goals to come. I mean, Antonio Conte said that he's got a lot of goals in his DNA. Former Scotland manager also confirmed it recently. Alex McLeish said in an interview, I mean, McTominay used to play as a striker, as a youngster, so he knows where the goal stands. He has goals in his DNA. So there are more goals to come. He has started against Como, but there will be more to come. So if you play Italy fantasy football, you might want to, and you haven't done your squad yet, you might want to bet on that.
And if you are a Manchester United fan, it's another thing to be confused and frustrated about. So
obviously, but let's not forget that Napoli paid over 30 million euro for him, and he was the most expensive midfielder in the history of Napoli. So it's not that he came for free. Maybe 30 million euro might not be an incredible amount of money for what you're used in England, but I mean, it's still the hell of a lot of money if you ask me.
I would just say that when you've spent £1 billion in the last few years, as Manchester United have
Exactly.
done, literally £1 billion pounds, you can probably forego 25 million to have a midfielder who contributed what he contributed last year. But
Fair enough.
That's their problem.
Fair enough.
That's their problem.
Fair
and
enough.
Napoli have benefited from it. Daniele, thank you so much as always, my friend. We will speak to you ahead of the next round of Serie A fixtures.